Welcome back. You're watching the 80 Money Show with me, Kavita Thapliyal. When it comes to health insurance, there can be a lot of minor details that policyholders either skip or simply have no time to go through them. However, these little details can often be the most important ones, and ignoring them can land you in trouble. So, if you are a policyholder or are looking to buy a policy in the near future, we will help you understand some lesser known features about health insurance policies. And for that, let's bring on board Ankit Agrawal, founder CEO, InsuranceDekho. Hi, Ankit. Good evening and welcome to the show. And we are going to talk about health insurance, a product that we know it's very important for everyone to have as a protection cover for them and for their family. But a lot of times people don't really read the policies, documents, and even after reading, they miss out on a lot of details. Over here, we are going to talk about lesser known facts or the features that policyholders just land up ignoring, and they don't know about it until and unless the need for it really arises. So let's start with it. What's the first kind of feature we're talking about? Or before that, let's talk about the common features that everyone actually knows.
So I think some of the basic features which everybody knows about, or why in India people started buying health insurance, is because they wanted tax benefit. So I think tax benefit is something about which everybody knows. People are also aware that there are certain maternity benefits in a policy. People are also aware of the lifetime renewability of a policy. They are also aware of how and when a claim can be settled by a health insurance policy. So these are some of the basic features, I think, which almost everybody would be aware. They would also be aware of the coverages. So whenever somebody asks for a hospital health insurance, they would want to understand what is covered, what is not covered, but they would cover it at a very broad level. That is, what is the sum insured which I am getting, what is the NCB protection which I will get, say, after 1 year of not claiming, how will it get renewed, till what time will it get renewed. These are the 3 or 4 coverages which everybody is aware of.
So a little change over there. As per the new tax regime, people don't get any benefit on buying a medical insurance policy. So if that's the mindset to get tax benefit, I think that needs to change, because that's also the intention of the government. Insurance is something that you shouldn't be buying for tax benefit or for deductions. So going ahead, yeah, you really pointed out the common factors which people know about it. That's the intention of buying a health insurance also. But let's talk about the things people don't know about and which are a part of your policy documents, your insurance policy documents, which people usually land up missing. So what's the first one you want to talk about?
So I think the most important feature which people miss out when buying a health insurance policy is the list of blacklisted hospitals. Because when you buy a health insurance, you would want to buy a health insurance which covers maximum number of hospitals, right? You may be buying a health insurance with the assumption that the hospital which is located nearest to your house is covered, but the hospital may actually be a blacklisted hospital. So I would strongly urge all viewers of this show to look at the blacklisted hospital list first, because it helps you understand, in case of an emergency, which hospital can you go to and which hospital can you not go to. Second most important feature which people miss out.
I just want to understand over here, Ankit, when you talk about blacklisted hospital, why are they blacklisted? The insurance company have some payment issues with them, or the features or the services that hospital offers, treatment that they offer, are not up to the mark. Why are hospitals blacklisted, and why is there a list of blacklisted hospitals?
So I think this is a very good question. Some of the hospitals, smaller hospitals, or some people would try to do unlawful activities, right? They would fake claims, and all insurance companies have their own investigation desk. So in case the claim frequency from a particular hospital is very, very high, the insurance company would ask their investigation desk to investigate the hospital, and basis the investigation, they may decide not to continue their empanelment of a hospital. And once that is done, the insurance companies also share data with each other. This is the reason why hospitals can be blacklisted.
Right. See, I was also actually not aware of any blacklist hospital list that's there with the policy document, because a lot of time what people do is they just check the cashless hospital list because that's of interest for them. Okay, coming down to your second point, second feature that's less known or not known at all.
Second, I think one of the most important features which people overlook is the waiting period for specific illness. So you cannot claim in a policy immediately after taking the policy. for an illness which you already had. So there are certain illnesses for which there is a specific waiting period. Not all policies, for example, would also have a maternity cover on day one. They would typically have a 12-month or a 24-month waiting period for a maternity coverage also. The third, and I think one of the most important factors which people overlook when buying a health insurance policy is the minimum time which is required for taking a claim. So you cannot make a claim for a OPD cover unless you've actually bought in OPD as a feature in the policy which you are buying. So I think these are the three most important factors which people should look at. One is I'll repeat it again for our viewers. One is the list of blacklisted hospitals. Second is the waiting period for specific illnesses. Third is the minimum time of hospitalization which is required for claiming a particular illness in your policy.
Last point, Ankit, it differs for different type of health insurance companies. It differs from company to company or policy to policy.
It actually differs. Yeah, okay. It differs from policy to policy. It differs from company to company.
Okay. All right. Now talking about the cashless claim, a lot of people go wrong over there also. How can one ensure and check before going in for a health insurance policy where they want a cashless feature, they actually get what they are paying?
So I think, see two things. One, when you are getting yourself admitted into a hospital, typically now all hospitals offer packages. And as a part of your hospitalization, they will ask you whether you have a health insurance or not. When you tell them the health insurance, they will tell you X percentage of the amount is going to be covered, Y percentage of the amount is not going to be covered. So it's a fairly simple and straightforward process. I would urge all our viewers, in case they want to do any kind of planned surgeries, they should understand from the hospital before getting admitted on what is the inclusion in their coverage, what is the exclusion in their coverage. This just saves a lot of hassles when you are getting discharged. I think the worry for people is when they're getting admitted in an emergency. They've got admitted in an emergency, their relatives are getting them admitted and they're not aware on what is going to be included, what is not going to be included. So broadly 4 checks on a health insurance everybody should do, and which people should also tell all their relatives. One is the room rent coverage in their hospital in the health policy which they've taken. Second is whatever is the pre-existing diseases which they have declared while taking the policy. Third, they should also talk about if they've taken any add-ons like HospiCash. HospiCash is a very good add-on which I would urge all our viewers to take. HospiCash allows a person's relative to get some reimbursement. It varies from 500 rupees to 2000 rupees per day of hospitalization, right? So this creates a smaller dent on your pocket. Last but not the least is the kind of restoration benefits which people have on the policy, because in case you are getting admitted for a planned surgery, but it's a very minor surgery which you can pay from your own pocket, that helps you save some kind of restoration, which we refer as no claim bonus.
All right. The feature of HospiCash, is it an add-on to your premium?
Yes, it is. It is offered in some policies. It is offered as an add-on, and in some policies, it is given as a part of the a la carte package.
All right, let's move on to the exclusions and inclusion that you just mentioned. Here, I also want to talk about the kind of illnesses which are included and the illnesses which have a waiting period. So, although I think this is like a standardized list, this is a standard list which all the health insurance companies should follow, but a lot of time people miss out on reading it.
Yeah, so I'll start with one of the most common diseases. It is thyroid, right? So anybody who's suffering from thyroid, there is a waiting period, or you have to take an exclusion when you're taking a policy that any diseases related to thyroid will not be covered. Second is pancreatitis and stones in the binary and urinary system. So in case you have any kind of stone related pain, or you've had any kind of stone related condition, that will not be covered, or they will have a waiting period. Cataract and glaucoma related, eye related diseases typically have a waiting period. We've spoken about, it's not a disease, but we've spoken about pregnancy, right? So any pregnancy related claims will have a waiting period in a policy. Anything related to your heart, if you already have a pre-existing condition, they typically have a waiting period ranging from 12 months to 3 years. Also, any kidney related issues which you have. So in essence, just to simplify for your viewers, any existing medical condition will have a waiting period, or it will have to be any diseases arising or any claims arising due to that will have to be excluded. So the way health insurance companies work is we are going to underwrite any future related risk, but if there is a known risk to your body, we will not underwrite that risk, or we will ask for a waiting period for that risk.
Perfect. Anything specific for senior citizens that people miss out on?
So you have a bunch. I think our health insurance, the Sahi companies and the GI companies, they've taken a lot of steps in this direction, and they've come out with specific products which cover senior citizens, right? So Star Health Insurance, Niva Bupa Health Insurance, Manipal Cigna, all of them have come out with great products which cover senior citizens. Earlier, you had a lot of concerns around this. For example, if somebody had cirrhosis or somebody had issues related to lung, it was very, very difficult for a senior citizen or somebody even suffering from diabetes, which has now become a lifestyle disease, to get insurance. But now products have been specifically created by health insurance companies and GI companies which cover these.
All right, so that will be all on the health insurance front. All the aspects which we usually land up missing are covered. Thank you so much, Ankit, for being on the show and helping our viewers with that today.
Thank you.